started just by coming to a standing position on our mat. I want you to take the feet so they go about hips distance apart, and then just take a moment. Let's press down into the heels, press down into the big toe, and then spread some weight into the outside edges of the foot as well. We'll take a big roll of the shoulders to open up through the chest. Let your fingertips just kind of slide down by your hands. We'll take 4 deep breaths from here. It's an inhale to breathe in through your nose, fill your body up with air, maybe naturally letting the shoulders lift up towards the ears. And then we can exhale out, let all of that air go. Good. For 3 more, big inhale. And then exhale out as you let everything go. Good. We'll go for 2, big inhale. And then exhale out, let everything go. This should be our last one. Did I count that right? Big inhale. And then exhale out, let everything go. Awesome. With that last exhale, let's press down into the heels. Big bend at the knees. We'll reach the arms up and around overhead. And then exhale, just pressing the hands back down by the sides. We're going to do an inhale, bend the knees. Sometimes I say inhale and then I feel like I'm saying exhale too many times. Let's do 2 more like that. Bend the knees, sweep the arms up and around. And then take the hands right back down. Last one, we'll press into the heels, bend the knees, reach the arms up, pause right here. Can you reach the fingertips up a little bit higher? Can you press down into your heels just a little bit more? Maybe a little bend at the knees, maybe a slight little back bend if that's what you're feeling. When you're ready, you'll hinge forward from the hips, reaching your hands down towards the mat. Feet still about hips distance. If you need a little bit of a bend at the knees to be able to reach your hands down towards the mat, go ahead and take that bend at the knees. When you're ready, we're using an inhale to lift up halfway in the upper body, pointing the crown of the head forward, finding a nice flat back. Exhale, we come back down to forward fold. You'll pause there. We inhale, bend at the knees, come down into a nice deep squat, as deep as is comfortable. Exhale, press down into the heels, 2 straight legs, and then we inhale, slowly roll ourselves all the way back up to stand, restacking shoulders on top of hips, lifting the crown of the head up. We'll do that 3 more times. Big inhale, bend at the knees, circle the arms up and around. Exhale, you'll hinge forward at the hips, reaching your hands down for the mat. You'll inhale, lift up about halfway. Exhale, take it right back down. Inhale, bending at the knees, nice deep squat. Exhaling to press into the heels. And then we inhale, slowly roll all the way back up to stand. We'll go for 2. Big inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms up and around. Exhale, hinge at the hips, find a forward fold, both hands come down. We'll inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, take it back down to forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, press the hips up, and then inhale, slowly roll back up to stand. Just for 1 more. We inhale, bend at the knees, reach the arms up and around. Exhale, you hinge forward at the hips, reaching your hands down for the mat. Inhaling, lifting up halfway through the upper body. Exhale to come back down. Inhale, bend at the knees. Exhale, press the hips up, and then roll it back up to stand. This should be our last 1. Big inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms up and around. Sometimes counting gets like shockingly difficult. Hinge at the hips, reach the hands down. You'll inhale, lift up about halfway. Exhale, take it back down to forward fold. Inhale, bend at the knees. Exhale, press the hips back up. And then we take that slow roll back up to stand. Shoulders stack on top of hips. Crown of the head lifts up. Good. From right here, let's walk the feet out a little bit wider than the hips. You'll take your hands down by your sides. We're going to sway the hips over towards the right, reach the left hand down, and then take the right arm up overhead. Nice big side body stretch. Good. When you're ready, you're coming up through center, dropping the right hand down, swaying the hips to the left, reaching the left arm up. If you were not here yesterday, I'm mirroring you. Hello, welcome. We'll come back up towards center, and then 1 more time we go over towards the left. Ooh, we'll bring it up, and then we go over towards the right. Good. When you're ready, everything is coming up through center. We're going to bring the feet back in. We'll take them just about hips distance apart. So press down into your heels, press into the big toe, the outside edge of the foot. When you're ready, it's an inhale to sit down and back into our squat, bending at the knees. Exhale, you press into your heels, you stand back up. Inhale, you lower. Exhale, you'll stand back up, and we'll keep moving like that. Lower and lift, lower and lift. You can let this first squat still serve as your warm-up. Check in with your body, see how things are feeling. Good. Do you feel like you're pressing evenly into both of the feet, or do you feel like maybe you're pressing more into the right side than the left? Good. And you can take your hands wherever they best serve you in your balance. Now we've got both feet on the ground, so hopefully we're feeling a little bit stable, a little bit balanced. I tend to go either hands at the hips or hands up at the chest in a squat. That's just kind of what I like. But if you want to try something different, a little swing of the arms, it's kind of fun. Good. Okay, we're going for 4 more right here. It's 4, for 3, for 2. Last one, you come down into your squat, you hold it right here. We're sending the hips down and back, pressing down evenly into both heels. Tuck the tailbone under, flattening out through the low back. We do 10 tiny pulses. When you're ready, it's a little lift up and a little lower down. That's 10. This is going to be 9. For 8. Good. For 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one, we press down into the heels, you stand all the way back up. We're going to take hands up to prayer, elbows out nice and wide. Now we inhale, lower down to squat. You're going to twist the upper body over towards the left, reaching the right elbow towards the left knee. Exhale, you come up to center. Inhale, we sit down and back. Same thing on the other side. Exhale up to center. We'll keep moving like this. Twist and stand. We'll twist and stand. Good. It's kind of a squat focus today for this first standing class, okay? So nothing too crazy. We're going to be keeping both feet on the ground. That's the good news. Bad news is it's a lot of squats, right? So we're going to burn out because we're moving through like similar movement patterns for pretty much the whole time we're working. So if you need a second, take a second. If we start to add on with the upper body or with pulses and it becomes too much, you just come back into your regular squat. Okay, pace is going to be up to you. You can follow my pace. I'll set it pretty slow for us. Good. These standing classes are kind of all about muscular endurance, right? They serve as our cardio for this challenge and just really in general. Let's do 4 more each side. It's 4 and 4. Good. For 3 and 3. Good. For 2 and 2. And then last one and 1. We'll take the hands through center. Again, you're sitting down and back into your squat, tucking the tailbone under, seeing if you can send the hips a little further back, and then press your hands into each other, spread those elbows out nice and wide, roll the shoulders down and back. Again, 10 tiny pulses. We press into the heels. You lift up 1 inch. You lower down 1 inch. Good. For 9. For 8. It's 7. Good. For 6. 5. 4. Good. For 3. 2. Last one, we press into the heels. You come back up to squat. Hands go down by your sides. We're going right back in when you're ready. It's an inhale. You send the hips down and back. Reach the arms up, biceps by the ears. Exhale, press into the heels. Lower the arms down. Good. Send it down and back, and then stand it right back up. Good. Lower and lift. Perfect. Now, I don't really think we talked about it much yesterday. We may have in our sideline work, but it doesn't really matter how deep you get into your squat. To me, I don't care how big your range of motion is. It doesn't really matter. It's not what's important. I care most that you are truly moving within your range of motion, right? And working on strengthening your body in that range of motion. And that's how you're going to improve, right? You get stronger where you're at, and then you build off of that. Good. Awesome. Your gaze is down but a little bit forward every time you come down into your squat. If you start to feel tension in your neck, that's probably what's going on right there. So just adjust. Let's go for 4 more. I'm getting a little warm. It's 4. For 3. Good. For 2. And then last one, we come down into our squat, optional to keep those arms reaching up overhead. I'm sure you can guess what's coming. You're pressing down into your heels, 10 tiny pulses. We lift and lower. Good. For 9. Awesome. 8. We're going 7. 6. Keep breathing. For 5. For 4. 3. 2. Last one, you press down into the heels, your arms come back down. One more squat like this. You're going to inhale, send the hips down and back, reach the left arm back, reach the right arm up, rotate over towards the right or left, sorry. Exhale, come back through center, and then inhale, it's the same thing over towards the right, left arm up, right arm back. Take it through center, right? So it's kind of a combination of those two things that we just did. One arm reaching, one arm back, you're rotating over to one side. Good. And you just take as much time as you need to right here, right? If your heart rate's getting up, just like me, you take a second. That's okay. If you haven't worked out with me before, usually I get warm, I get sweaty, and all summer I've been blaming the Chicago humidity, right? I'm like, surely it's not me. It's because it's so humid outside, but it's like actually super nice right now. It's like 75. So today, we're gonna say it's the ring lights, and that's why I'm getting real warm, and because this is challenging, right? Let's go 4 more each side. It's 4 and 4 for 3 and 3, 2, you're good, and 2. Last one, you're coming down on that left side, reaching the left arm back, right arm up. From here, we're going to move to the left arm, your hips stay still. We take that left arm, you're gonna bring it up in line with your right, and then sweep it back. For 4 more, bring it forward. Good, sweep it back. For 3. For 2. Good. And then last one. Good, your arm reaches back, you're gonna come up to stand. Ooh, take a second, same thing on the other side. My arms got a little crazy there. We're reaching the left arm up, reaching the right arm back. Sitting down and back into your hips, we take that right hand, you sweep it up and around, and then reach it back out for 4 more, bring it up, and then reach it out. Good, for 3. Keep breathing, you got it. For 2. Good. And then last one. Good. With that last one, everything is going to come up. You'll drop the arms down by your sides and then take a little march through your legs. Now would be a really good time for a drink of water. So if you need to pause for a second, grab a drink of water. That's cool with me. Do that. I'm notoriously bad for not giving water breaks, so take what you need. When you're ready, we're moving into that second squat series. Feet are walking out wider than your hips. You're going to do a slight turnout of your toes. So toes turn out, heels turn in. Before we do anything, let's take one hand to the lower belly, one hand to the low back. Can you feel your low back arching forward? Can you feel your hips pulling you forward? I can, and I always do right there. So let's pull the front of the hips upwards towards the ribs, squeezing into the glutes just a little bit. And you can keep your hands here just for some extra body awareness for these first couple of reps, okay? When you're ready, if you're ready, am I ready? I don't know. Well, inhale, bend to the knees, lower down into this grand plie. We exhale, press into the heels, you stand back up. You inhale, lower down. Exhale, stand it up. That's what it's called in ballet. How do I know that? It's from my, those 5 formative years as a child in ballet class. It's not because I'm an ex-dancer. Good. Have you guys noticed that? Like almost all Pilates instructors are ex-dancers. I am not. A little background on me, right? Because we're going to be hanging out for a full 2 weeks. Might as well get to know each other. I grew up doing musical theater, which is why I'm weirdly comfortable on a microphone. I like to think it's why I'm here. I'll joke and say that my experience in musical theater prepped me better for a career in fitness than my college degree did. But anyway, I did theater, so I'm not like a great dancer, but I can do it. I can do it. Good. Okay, let's just do 4 more. It's 4 for 3, for 2. Last one, you're coming down into your squat, you're holding right here. Let's see if we can open up a little bit more at the hips, open up at the knees. Your hands can go wherever you want them to go. I think I'm gonna come up at the chest. From here, we're pressing down into the heels. Guess what? It's 10 tiny pulses. You lift the hips 1 inch up. You lower the hips 1 inch down. Good, for 9. And you keep it that slow because you can. For 8. Good, it's 7. For 6. We'll go 5. Good, 4. 3, I'm trying to keep it together. It's hard. For 2. Last one. Good. We stand all the way up. You're going to reach your arms out in front of you. We inhale, lower down to squat. You're going to twist to the left and then come back up through center. Inhale, lower down, you twist to the right. Take it back through center, stand it up. And you can make that more of a fluid movement if you want to. I know for me, sometimes it's helpful to move a little bit slower and almost make it robotic. Right? Give each parts of this movement the time that they need to shine, the time they deserve. Good, let's do 4 more each side. It's 4 and 4. How do your inner thighs feel? Okay, we're going for 3 and 3. Good, this is gonna be 2. Good, and 2. Last one, twist and stand. Whoop, I forgot. Lower, twist and stand. You're gonna come all the way up and then we go right back down. We'll just do that rotation, 4 reps each side. We're twisting to the left, coming back through center, twisting to the right, coming back through center. Your hips stay still for 3 and 3. You got it. We're going for 2. Good. And 2. Whew, last one. And 1. Good. Arms come through center. You're going to stand right back up and then take hands behind the head. Open up through the elbows. You've got space from shoulder to shoulder, space from elbow to elbow. We inhale, lower down to squat. You pause there. We're going to tip up and over towards the left. Take it through center. Tip up and over towards the right. Come through center and then stand all the way up. And we'll do that every time. We lower down, you go to the left, center, right, center, and then stand all the way up. And you'll just keep moving like that. It doesn't have to be, it does not have to be a super deep squat. Good. Let's just do 4 more each side. Okay, you're doing good. It's 4 and 4, and then through center. You got it for 3. This is going to be 2. Good. And then last one. Good. Stand all the way up, and then you're going to have to come back down into your squat. 4 reps each side. We go to the left, center, right, center. Good. For 3. What are your hips doing? Hopefully staying still. We're going for 2. Whoop, and 2. Good. Last one. Did you see my life flash before my eyes? I did. Come up through center, stand all the way up, and then take your arms down. Last set of squats in this position, and then we're changing it up. You're doing really good. From here, we take an inhale, you lower down to squat as you reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, pressing into the heels, you lower the arms down. We'll reach up and then take it down. And you just keep moving like this. If the arm movement's a little bit too much, or if you feel like your inner thighs are burning out and you just cannot continue, take a second. I'm trying to keep us at a nice, comfortable pace, but if you're not feeling comfortable, that's okay. You take this how you need to. Good. Maintain your steady, even breath. It's okay if your breath gets a little bit disjointed with the movement, right? Just breathe how you need to. Good. I'm trying for an inhale as I lower, exhale as I stand. Let's go 4 more. It's 4. For 3. Good. 2. Last one. We lower down. You can keep the arms reaching up overhead. I'm going to take the arms in front of me because my shoulders don't quite like overhead. Press down into your heels. 10 tiny pulses in the hips. You lift up 1 inch. You lower down 1 inch. Good. For 9. For 8. Good. 7, 6. You're doing good for 5. It's 4, 3, good, 2. Last one. We press down into the heels. You stand all the way up. Take a second. If you need a drink of water, grab it. We're going to bring the feet in close and then just take a second to march out through your legs. Okay. You're doing really good. We're into our final squat series, and then we're getting into cool down, okay? That's the good news. That is definitely the good news. The bad news is that we have to do it, right? Okay. Feet are going to come in a little bit closer than hips distance. Remember how we started hips distance apart? You're going to pull things in a little bit closer. Maybe you can feel the inner thighs touch. Maybe you can't. For me, they definitely touch, but I can't bring my feet all the way together. It's just not comfortable, okay? Same idea as that first squat series. We're going to inhale, lower down to squat. Exhale, press into the heels, squeeze at the inner thighs, stand everything back up. And as you come up to stand, I want you squeezing everything in. Right? Think about pulling every muscle in your body a little bit closer towards your midline or towards the center of your body. Good. Now right here, I'd say pretty much right away, we'll feel things a little bit different, right? I just had you in a position where your hips were really opened up, right? We had a different position with the knees. So now you can feel the part of the inner thigh that we just worked in that wide stance. Okay, if you want to do a little bit more, you want to work on that balance, maybe the next time you come up to stand, you pause, press down into the balls of the feet, lift the heels, lower down, and then find your squat. Good. I think I might do that. Good. Now, when you come up onto the toes, just take it nice and slow. You can see with me right here, I like to breeze through it. Make sure you're pressing down into the ball of the foot evenly. So pressing into the big toe, spreading weight evenly to the outside edge of the foot. I have a tendency to I think I go out with my ankles. We want to try to move them in parallel. Might not be perfect, that's okay. I'm not looking for perfect, okay? Remember that as we continue to move through this challenge. I don't want you to be perfect. I want you to be working on things, right? I want you to be practicing. Good, let's go 4 more. It's 4, for 3, for 2. I have such a hard time coming up on my toes. Last one. Good, we'll come back down into our squat. Hold it right here. Can you squeeze the inner thighs together? Can you tuck the tailbone under? Give me 10 tiny pulses. You're gonna be sick of hearing me say that. We lift up 1 inch. We lower down 1 inch. Good for 9, 8, it's 7. Can you squeeze and pulse from the inner thigh? 5. Good for 4. We'll go for 3. It's 2. And then last one, you're going to stand all the way up. Take your left foot, step out nice and wide. Find a squat. Pull things back into your narrow stance squat. And then step out to your wide stance on the right. Lower, step and lower. Take it through center. And then to the right. Good. Can you get your feet to step in the same spot every single time? And if you need to slow it down, you slow it down. That's okay. Remember, if the pace that I'm setting is not the pace that you need, you're making that decision for yourself when you're saying, okay, I need to slow down a little bit and focus on my form. Okay, and I want you to do that. Every time you notice that happening, not only in this class, but every other class you do with me, okay? Always just take a moment, look inside, right? I know it's tricky because I talk a lot, but always take those moments to pause. Maybe even pause the video and just, check in. How do I feel? What can I change? What can I improve? Good. Let's do 4 more each side. How do you feel? I feel okay. 4. Good, and 4. We'll go for 3 and 3. You're doing good. It doesn't have to be a low squat. 2 and 2. Last one and 1. You're coming back through center. Squeeze in through the legs. Tuck the tailbone under. Sink it nice and low. 10 tiny pulses. We go 10 for 9 for 8. Keep breathing. 7, 6. Whoo! For 5. We'll go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step your left foot out. Nice wide squat. Sink it low, tucking the tailbone under, sending the hips down and back. We pulse up for 10. We go 9. It's 8, 7, 6. I'm trying to keep it together for you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. You come up through center, take a squat, and then stand over towards the right. Send the hips down and back, pressing down into your heels. We're doing it. We pulse 10, for 9, for 8. Good. It's 7, 6, 5, 4. Good. For 3. We'll go 2. And then last one, you press down into the heels. You're standing all the way up. Good. Take a second. Let's just march out through the legs for a moment. Whew. Maybe grab a drink of water. Mine is like way behind the camera. Bad planning on my part. Whoops. Okay. When you're ready, you're going to press down into your right foot, soft bend at the knee. We're going to do circles with the left leg. So I want you to lift the left knee up. You're going to circle out and around for 3 more. Same kind of thing we did down on the mat in our warm-up yesterday. Good. For 2. And then last one. Good. And we'll reverse that direction as well. You open out to the side, pull the knee in for 3 more. Open. Pull it home. Good. For 2. You're doing good. And then last one. Good. Left foot comes down. Same thing on the right side. Little bend at the left knee, pressing down into the heel. We lift up and circle back. And it might not be the same. That's okay, right? Pretty much this whole workout, we were working with both feet on the ground. So it's going to feel different, right? Last one. And then we switch directions. Good. Lift up and around. Pull that right knee in and then step it back for 3. Good. For 2. And then last one. Good. With that last one, both feet are going to the ground. I'm going to flip to the side so y'all can see this one. We're going to keep our right foot planted down. Left heel comes out in front of you, hands down by your sides. We bend at the right knee as you scoop the hands down towards your left foot. And then you're going to come up to stand, reach the arms up, swap out the feet, left foot back, right foot forward. We bend into the left knee, keep the right leg straight, scoop the arms down, and take it up for 3 more each side. We scoop and lift, switch, we'll bend, we scoop and lift. That's 3 and 3. This is going to be 2 and 2. Good. We'll go for our last one. And then last one. Good. We'll stand all the way up, and then from right here, it's going to be a little bit of a balancing stretch. So if you need to grab onto something, go ahead and grab on. We're pressing down into the right heel. You're going to bend at the left knee, reaching back for your foot, pulling the heel towards the hip and releasing, finding space from the hip down towards the knee, releasing at the quad. I find oftentimes with squat focused workouts, we really hit the quad, and especially if you feel like you have an easier time connecting into the front of your leg than your back, you might feel a lot of tension right here. That's okay. Just hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Left foot comes down. We swap it over. Left foot down. We bend at the right knee. Grab a hold of your foot. If you're reaching for something, reach for it. Let it help you. Okay, and then just really gently pulling the heel back. If you can't quite do this, a good way to do this is actually laying all the way down on the mat, face down, bending the knee and grabbing for the foot that way, either with your hand or with a yoga strap. Okay, we're holding 3, 2, and 1. Take the right foot down. I'm going to flip back towards you guys. Feet go about hips distance apart, and we'll go back into that same side body stretch. Reaching the left hand down, taking the right arm up, and then pressing up through center, going over towards the right, reaching the left arm up. Good. Taking it up through center just one more time, over to the left, and then over to the right. Good. With that last one, big bend at the knees. Reach the arms up and around overhead. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips, reaching your hands down for the mat. Take a moment right here. Maybe it's a little bend at the knees. Maybe it's a sway of the upper body side to side. And then when you're ready, you start to take that slow roll all the way up to stand, restacking shoulders on top of hips, lifting the crown of the head up. Take any other stretches you feel like you need, but you're all finished with me for the day. Hopefully you enjoyed this workout. If you did, as always, please let me know down in the comments. Remember, you're awesome. You can do anything you put your mind to, and I will see you back here tomorrow for our next workout. I just can't resist you.